Archiving essentially is storytelling. We are making sure we're not leaving communities out. It was all serendipitous how it came about. We worked with a family in Georgia near Atlanta. My brother-in-law lives there, and he and my sister are vegans, and they went to this big vegan fair. And this guy was at a booth with his wife, and he had this cap on that said Alaska. You know, basically, what's with the hat? And so this guy told him that he was born in Alaska. And his dad had been here in the 50s and 60s. His father had all these photographs, and they didn't know what to do with them. So my brother-in-law told this guy about me and the work I was doing. And so I got in touch with him right away. They sent all these photos and slides. So we created this collection, the Samuel Fleming collection. It was just amazing how that all fell together. Black Lives in Alaska. We knew there were a lot of people who didn't really understand the role of Black people and the history of Black people in Alaska, and especially Anchorage communities. It's important to tell stories from different perspectives, and a lot of people of color and people from historically marginalized communities are not invited or welcome to tell their stories anywhere. As the largest museum in the state, that's a responsibility we wanted to take on. So we wanted to start by working with a local historian, Cal Williams. I mean, Cal is everywhere, and so we knew him. He's like the local community archives.
Black Lives in Alaska. It causes you to think Black people in Alaska. When a person knows the strength from which they come, they are less likely to be swayed by others and told and marginalized that they cannot achieve, because they know that they come from roots that are strong. A group called the History Makers came into town and had cited 10 people that they deemed to be history makers. That brought about a heightened awareness throughout Anchorage that there was a value in the history of African Americans. Working with the museum, we have been able to collect a great deal of work. Not all that there is out there. In fact, we've only scratched the surface.
Eleanor Andrews was a very successful business person. She has a lot of materials that tell her story, but also a story about this community and Black women business owners and entrepreneurs.
I have known Eleanor Andrews going back to the late 60s, early 70s. Certainly, I've been inspired by the work that she has done within the community.
My self-given title is civic entrepreneur. I like to get into things and make things happen and help other people make things happen.
Cal and Eleanor were really our champions in the community here, so that people would begin entrusting us with what they have.
You know, the purpose of the museum, I think, is to document and share. I think there's a lot of curiosity, and it's okay these days to ask people about their past, where they came from, even questions of were they discriminated against or not.
Oftentimes, the achievements of people are like sandcastles. They are created, and along come the tide, and they are washed away. Once I began realizing that what we were doing was history making, being the first to do this, being the first to accomplish that. That collection of history and people and events piqued my interest, and it is beneficial for those coming along afterwards to see what those accomplishments were and hopefully be inspired to go even further.
I like the opportunity for us to be represented and for people to dig into the history and the weeds and find out who we are, where we came from, and what we're doing here.
There isn't a dog sled in sight.
People are motivated because they want to be remembered as part of Alaska history. Like us, they want people to know that there's a thriving Black community in Anchorage. It's really an honor to have people share their photographs and documents and things that are important to them and their families, to trust us to take good care of things.
I have brought in photographs of myself throughout various stages of my life, going back to high school. In fact, I even have one in there from my first grade graduation, through my time in the military and the United States Air Force, through my involvement in the civil rights movement.
We don't have anybody from Alaska.
Very, very rewarding for me to see that there is a value placed on this material and that it will be safely stored for years and years to come.
This is a picture of me and Senator Betty Davis.
Representation is important. And I don't know a lot of people who know a lot of people like me. And I think it's important for people to see a girl that grew up in Compton, California, had some pretty significant positions here and had her own business, and now they can read about me or look me up in the archives. And so I thought it was important to let them tell my story and hopefully enthuse a younger person to come out and share. Let everyone know who's here, what they're doing, and we all count.
Well, since I am a member of the Black community here, it means a lot to me. For one thing, to know that museum leadership and other staff people really care about a variety of voices and a variety of stories being told here. So it really did mean a lot to me.
It certainly is a start of helping everybody understand who's in this community and what they contribute. Coming to the museum and seeing all the people who have been represented and their artifacts and their history on display it's a step towards equity.
1959.
Seeing the exhibit and knowing that it is being kept is a joy that lifts my heart and makes me know that it has not all been in vain, and that long after I'm gone, this work will still hold up and remain and be added to.
Black lives in Alaska is bigger than me or any one individual. There's so many lives, so many diverse stories. Some of it is old, some of it is new, some of it is evolving. It's like see me, know us.
This is the beginning of the work to invite and include as many community members as we can, because everybody has something to share about their culture, about their families, and about their history. You give something to the archives, and we'll take care of it forever, for as long as we're here. Those stories will be here for people to enjoy and learn from.